Hello everyone, welcome to GoldenNova's First Reacts, where I react first to all the things you want to see reacted to first, as long as I'm the first person you come to react to things first. And this time, I'm actually doing it in a timely manner. Now, I could sit here and give you a ton of excuses as to why it's been so long since I've actually done a react, or I can cut right to talking about new Phantom Knights! I am a huge lover of Burning Abyss. That deck was one of the earliest ones that I got real competitive success with, and Phantom Knights were a perfect fit. Also a level 3 focus deck, also loved their graveyard effects. They were a match made in heaven, and now we're getting even more of them in Chaos Origins. Oh, I can't wait. I gotta see what these do. We're starting off with the Phantom Knights of Decayed Cloak, a level 3 Dark Warrior monster with 1000 attack and 300 defense. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. First, you can reveal the Phantom Knights card in your hand to special summon this card from your hand. There is a distinction between Phantom Knights and the Phantom Knights, and if I remember correctly, generally the Phantom Knights are the monsters and Phantom Knights are the spell and trap cards, with the exception of like one of the spell cards, which is also the Phantom Knights. So you can reveal most of them to special summon this card from your hand, which is good. Boots was really, outside of using card effects like our trap cards, Boots was our only way to get a free monster onto the board, so having another way to get another one on the board is super slick. Especially if the other one is Boots, because then you have 2 level 3 monsters and you still get a normal summon to work with. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add the Phantom Knights monster from your deck to your hand, so you can just get the Boots anyway, even if you do have to use the normal summon. Oh wow. Third, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Xyz monster you control. This turn, you can use it as material for an Xyz summon using its rank as if it were a level. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna keep an eye on that one. The Phantom Knights of Doomed Solaret. What the heck is a Solaret? A Solaret? Looks like some kind of... It looks like some kind of everything. It looks like it's got the whole knight here with... It's got the stalks on behind... Oh, okay. Looking that up at some point. Level 3 Dark Warrior, 400 attack, 1400 defense. You can only special summon this card with its first effect once per turn, and you can only use the second and third effects once per turn. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. More ways to get free level 3 material onto the board. You'll love to see it. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can set one of the Phantom Knights, a spell or trap card, from your deck. Maybe I was getting that wrong. Maybe it was always... We'll look it up. We'll look it up. We'll get it figured out. Don't listen to my misinformation. What do I know? I'm just a guy who plays Yu-Gi-Oh! If this card is normal special summon, you can set one of those cards to the field. And third, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target up to 2 level 3 or rank 3 dark monsters you control and increase their level or rank by 1. Increase. Come on. Come on. I'm so mad. So, the problem is that Phantom Knights have a really good rank 2 Xyz monster, but there's not really a way to use it outside of playing like 2 of the bad Phantom Knight trap cards, and that sucks. We have level modulation here, but it only increases it. Still though, I'm curious. So it can increase the rank of our dark monsters. Oh, but Decayed Cloak only lets us treat one as a regular monster. Interesting. Interesting. It's still pretty good because this is a free summon that gets our set. However, this functions later on. I think it's just going to be gravy on top. Next up, an Xyz monster, the Phantom Knights of Malevolent Scythe. Ooh, spooky. Rank 3 Dark Warrior, 1900 attack, 0 defense, taking any 2 level 3 dark monsters as material, and you can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. First, you can detach one material from this card to special summon the Phantom Knights monster from your deck. Great Ash Magnet. Second, if you Xyz summon an Xyz Dragon monster while this monster is on the field, you can add one rank up magic spell from your deck to your hand. I like it. If this card is destroyed, you can add one of your banished The Phantom Knight cards to your hand except an Xyz monster. Okay. So it doesn't get a... Okay, this is very important now. I do need to confirm what counts as Phantom Knights and what counts as not the Phantom Knights. Yo card database. We're going to do a little bit of research here. And in the meantime, we can read our next one, which is a The Phantom Knights card. Rank up Magic Requiem. That sounds a little familiar. This is a normal spell, rank up magic. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. I dig that it's a normal spell because once we set it off of Sorrel, Sorrel, if that's how you say it, we can use it immediately, so we don't have to wait. Thank God. One of the few times I'm happy that it's not a quick play. Okay. It targets The Phantom Knights or Xyz Dragon monster in your graveyard or banishment. Special summon it, but its effects are negated. Then you can special summon from your extra deck one The Phantom Knights or Xyz Dragon Xyz monster that is one rank higher than a dark Xyz monster you control by using that monster, and this is treated as an Xyz summon transfer materials. So we specifically do not use a monster that we control. Very, very, very powerful, very fascinating, very powerful. Okay, so, oh yeah, most of the Phantom Knights cards, the Phantom Knights are monsters. It's the spells and traps that are just regular Phantom Knights. So when Doom Solar says it can set the Phantom Knight spell or trap card, it will not set a lot of our famous ones. We are not going to be getting Fogblade. We are not getting Phantom Knight's rank up Magic Force, which was the latest one that let you do level modulation. No spear, no sword, no wings. Yikes. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Not a lot of options for Solar. Oh, we can get the Phantom Knights of Dark Gauntlets. Cool. The Phantom Knights of Lost Vambrace, the Phantom Knights of Mist Claws. The Phantom Knights of Shade Brigandine is a pick. Now that's actually really cool. One of the high impact trap cards played not just in Phantom Knights, but any level 4 turbo deck. Being able to just shoot out a trap card monster that's like, hey, I'm a level 4, and I can activate it at the turn that I'm set if I have no trap cards in the graveyard. So you can go boom, Solar, set your trap card. Now it is a level 4, which makes it a little awkward, but we do have level modulation already, so that's not impossible to utilize. The Phantom Knights rank at Magic Launch. The launch rank at Magic is one we can set off of this. Okay, so not a lot of picks, but we have our own ones right here. Okay. So yeah, the Phantom Knights rank at Magic Requiem, solid card. Next up is the Phantom Knights of Umbrage Vale, which is an upgrade of terrible card, the Phantom Knights of Shadow Vale, which we're not even going to give any more screen time to because I've already wasted my time doing analysis of whether or not the is in a card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If you have the Phantom Knights monster on your field or in your graveyard, you can activate this card the turn it was set. First, you can special summon this card as a normal monster that is a level 3 Dark Warrior with 0 attack and 300 defense in defense position, and it is not treated as a trap card. Then, you change one opponent's attack position monster to defense position. Already, this is better than the original version Shadow Vale. Second, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Immediately after this effect resolves, Xyz summon a dark monster, and it comes with a quick Xyz effect. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Oh, this is not a new card. This is a Fogblade alternate art? Oh, that's gnarly, dude. You said we get Break Sword on a continuous trap card for negating? That's great. That's outrageous, bro. Oh, I'm so with it. That card's so cool. Oh, okay. I love these cards. So we have 2 more Phantom Knights that are potentially free special summons from our hands to help kick off our plays. The level modulation is good here because we can turn, or the level modulation on Solar Ray is pretty good. I am still at a loss as for what we do with the rank modulation here. Presumably what we do here is we turn like Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon into a monster we can do for rank 4 plays, and then we overlay that. I can't imagine that we're trying to get set up for Odd Eye's Raging Dragon plays here because our rank isn't nearly high enough to be able to handle that by itself. But as long as there's not some stupendous high-level mega play involving overlaying with our Xyz monsters, we do still have a ton of really good options here. We have a card that searches our monsters. We have a card that gets some of our spell and trap cards into rotation, including some new really good ones. Notably, Shade Brigandine being a level 4, only being a level 4 option for a quick summon, can now be paired with Umbrage Veil because we have ways to activate this quickly, and this gets summoned as a level 3 monster, so we have another quick summon that we can use. Wow. God, I love all of this. And then there's all the things that we can do with the Raid Raptor stuff as part of the Raiders subset of cards. This is... Wow, this is good. Ooh, actually, wait, now that I think about it, hold up, hold the phone. Hold the frickin'... No, this only increases the ranks. I keep thinking like, oh, well, if we could decrease the rank of Raiders Knight, then that will go down to rank 3, and then that could rank itself down, because it can rank up 1 or 2 higher, but it's a base level 4. It's a base rank 4, so we can only get to level 3, the rank 3s and the rank 5s. Ugh, gross. That being said, Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon is still an option, I believe. Malevolent Scythe. This card is very good. It just turns 2 level 3s into another additional monster. I guess that's like a thing, right? Like you make Malevolent Scythe off of 2 of them. You detach the Decayed Cloak, and then you can turn the Malevolent Scythe into effectively regular Xyz material with this effect, and then you can pair Malevolent Scythe with whatever it's summoned to make another rank 3 monster, so you can make Breaksword. But you don't want to do it until you make an Xyz Dragon monster, so maybe you don't? I don't know. There's a bunch of ways to grab material and summon monsters for free. I'm sure that we can handle that quite succinctly. And even though it's more specific than normal to level 3 dark monsters, that and Burning Abyss, all the Mala branches are still fantastic for this. Oh man, you know what also bites? The Phantom Knights card, looking through all of this, the ones that banish themselves for our free summons, Sword, Wing, and Fogblade are all just Phantom Knights cards, not the Phantom Knights, so we can't use this to recover our card. Oh well, we're probably playing a lot of them anyway, so that's not too bad. These cards are fun. I really enjoy them. These are really cool. I can't wait to play with them. I can't wait to bring back PK Fire for another round, because it's so fun to play gambling off the top of the deck and seeing what we get. And the 3-axis engine is pretty snazzy. Actually, with all the level 3 monsters we can make, I think a Shuriken gets even more viable to play, and I love a Shuriken. That's such a cool little design space for our rank 3 cards. So that's it for the Phantom Knights cards, but the funny thing about why this video looks so long isn't that I'm gushing about them for that long, but because actually not too long before these were revealed, I was catching up on all the reveals beforehand. I can't remember them as Blitzclique, but they're not Blitzclique, they're something else. Them, the new Sacred Beast cards, and a bunch of other reveals that I haven't done since Richmond. So I'm going to stitch that right here so that we can get all of them done right now, so we can get all caught up. I hope you will enjoy my slightly less fresh reacts as the cards have been out for a little bit. Thank you all so much for watching, and we're going to cut to those ones right now. These monsters look rad as hell. I can't wait to see what our mercenary band here has to go. Blitzclick. Starting with Whiska, an Earth Thunder archetype. Ooh, are they all Thunders really quickly? Okay, Earth Thunder. Interesting combination. Thunder's usually with wind or light or dark mayhaps, but Earth, not very often. And I do like it when rocks and lightning come together because I liked the Kirby in the Crystal Shards. It was a very fun combination. Let's take a look at Whiska here. Level 8, 3000 attack, 2400 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, if this card was destroyed by your Blitzclick card's effect this turn, you can reveal this card in your... Oh no, if any number of cards was destroyed by your Blitzclick. Okay, so you'll be destroying your own cards, but you don't have to destroy your own. You're just popping some. Okay, but you have to use your own effect with it. You can reveal this card in your hand, special summon up to 3 Thunder monsters from your hand, then you can destroy up to the same number of cards on the field. Also, you can't special summon effect monsters for the rest of the turn, except from the hand. Okay, so we are eschewing the extra deck, though not entirely. It does let us make non-effect ones. I wonder if and how that'll come into play. I was saying that this might be helpful to Thunder Dragons, and in a way it might. There are several of them that are still pretty big on the field, and trigger when going from the field to the graveyard, so we could see something here. I guess that's why they keep us out of the extra deck for effect monsters, so that we can't just link off the Thunder Dragons, but there might be other ways to handle that. And second effect, when a monster effect is activated except in the hand as a quick effect, you can return one other Thunder monster you control to the hand to negate the activation, and if you do, destroy the activating monster. Okay. So we can't hit the in-hand summon effects in the mirror match. Interesting. This does destroy, too. I guess it also helps with this thing. So if we negate with something, then we have another Whiska come in and summon out a whole bunch of fighters. Next up is Surge Blitzclick, level 4, 1800 attack, 1200 a defense. Earth Thunder. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect, you can reveal this card in your hand, then target one monster on the field. Destroy it, and if you do, special summon a Thunder monster from your hand. Also, you can't special summon effect monsters for the rest of the turn, except from the hand. Wow, yeah, that is not even just the extra deck, it's just anywhere except the hand, so we can summon something out like that. So this is a quick way to get our card destroyed, and then we can summon out our doofus, but that's not a quick effect like Whiska's is. So I'll have to keep this in mind that we're not going to be doing a ton of turn 0 plays for now. We still have a lot of cards to go over. But anyway, pop your card and summon it, which makes this, what, an Unchained card? Second, if another card or cards on the field are destroyed by a card effect while this monster is on the field, you can add a Blitzclick monster from your deck to your hand. Any other card on the field destroyed by a card effect. That's goofy. So it is a effect that benefits you for having removed your opponent's cards, which is a thing that you want to be doing anyway. Now, notably, it is destroyed. You can't be banishing, you can't be bouncing, you have to be blasting them, you have to commit to the bit. Crank Blitzclick is a level 3 Earth Thunder monster, 1500 attack, 900 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect, when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field during their turn as a quick effect, you can reveal this card in your hand to destroy that monster, and if you do, special summon a Thunder monster from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon effect monsters for the rest of the turn, except from the hand. Okay, so Crank works well with Whiska. If you're going second and your opponent plays up, if you pull Crank and Whiska, they try to activate a monster effect, you go, hey, I don't think so, ba-bam, and then at any point later in the turn, you can go, hey, Whiska, bring out a bunch of our friends. And then, the lock doesn't exist. And then, on your own turn, so you can go ham with whatever you want. Second, if another card on the field is destroyed by a card effect while this card is on the field, you can send a Blitzclick spell or trap card from your deck to the graveyard. Oh, okay, okay. No adding for us, but in a world where Droll and Lockbird is still around, I suppose it's nice to have a way around that because I assume we're going to be grabbing them back out from the graveyard. Grain Blitzclick, a level 3 Earth Thunder monster, 1200 attack, 600 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, you can reveal this card in your hand, then target a spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. And if you do, special summon a Thunder monster from your hand. Also, you can't special summon effect monsters for the rest of the turn. So, Grain is spells and traps, which can be your own. Surge destroys monsters. Okay. So, for different card types. Second, if another card is destroyed by a card effect while this card is on the field, you can add a Blitzclick spell or Kowloon, City of the Sky, from your deck to your hand. Another card referencing Kowloon, the Walled City. So these play off each other in a kind of weird Fur Hire-ish kind of way, except they're a bit more independent. Like, you blast with one to get them out, and then you blast with another one to bring them out, and the one that's already on the field gets the benefit because they saw a card get destroyed. Okay. Ema Blitzclick, a level 1 Earth Thunder monster, 900 attack, 200 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, you can reveal it, and target one card on the field and destroy it. And if you do, special summon a Thunder monster from your hand. A Poplar for the theme. Very funny. So that's supposed to combo with Surge. Summon her, blast. Well, I guess it combos with something else, because something else has to be destroyed, which will then trigger her Surge. So it's not really a one-card combo, but we'll get there eventually. Second, if another card is destroyed by a card effect while this monster is on the field, you can add a Blitzclick trap card from your deck to your hand. Oh, so we have a Search. Next up, Kowloon, Citadel of the Sky. That is so cool. It's a very, like, blocky shipping container looking floating fortress. A lot of, like, floating fortress imagery is, like, cities that are, like, circular or orb-like in some kind. It's cool to see just this big chunk of square existing in the sky. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. First, your monster's normal or special summon from the hand gain 500 attack and defense. That is... So all of these are just a little stronger than we had given them credit for. Crank is like 2,000, Surge to be 23, Whiskey goes up to 3,500. Notably, though, for all of our domain heads in the audience, remember that if you make a Blitzclick monster your deck master and you summon it from there, that's not being summoned from the hand, so you got to be careful about what you use there. Second, during your main phase, you can special summon a Mech Beast token, which is a level 6 Earth Machine monster with 2,000 attack and defense to your opponent's field, and if you do, add a Blitzclick monster from your deck to your hand. Oh, well, that's perfect. You go field spell, grab our level 4 monster. The level 4 monster pops our opponent's monster. Wait, what's the timing on this? Reveal this card, the target one monster, destroy it, and if you do, special summon a Thunder monster from your hand. This can't trigger the second one, because the destruction and the summon happen simultaneously, but because the destruction doesn't happen before it hits board, it doesn't trigger. So, it doesn't fully get us there. But it does give us a monster to pop to get out our level 4 monster. And if a card is destroyed by our Blitzclick card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand? Oh, well, this card is in your graveyard. Doi. Okay. So this gives us a we can reasonably like pop some. We can pop this for our level 2 guy our level 2 guy destroys spell and trap cards, and then we can get this back. Well, eventually at some point, because that'd get another destruction going on. Okay. Interesting lore going on here. It's introducing another faction in the Mech Beast. Are we seeing the end of the Archmage storyline? We're kind of getting... Well, no, we've only had 1 year of the Archmage storyline. This can't be a whole new one. Blitzclick Breakaway. Quick play spell card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, you can choose one of 2 resolutions. Place 1 Blitzclick continuous trap card from your deck face up to your field. So this is huge amounts of utility. Or return a Thunder monster you control to the hand, then target 1 card on the field and destroy it. Hey, that's a Blitzclick card effect, destroying something. Second effect, if a card you control is destroyed by a Blitzclick card effect, all this cards in your graveyard, you can add it to your hand. Oh, so it's going to keep recycling over and over again so that you keep doing this. Oh, that's unreal. That's messed up. Blitzclick Stepped Leader. Continuous spell card. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, if a card is destroyed by your Blitzclick card effect, you can target a Thunder monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So this gives all of your other Blitzclick monsters, or rather all your Thunder monsters, the same effect as your spell cards to return back to your hand. Second, during your main phase, you can special summon a Thunder monster from your hand, then destroy this card, which is a Blitzclick card being destroyed by a Blitzclick card effect. And then third, if a card is destroyed by your Blitzclick card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. Okay, wow. Okay, here is the first continuous trap card. We have at least two. It's an alternate art Ryo. Okay. Which can be summoned by the Blitzclick monsters. Okay. I had a moment there for a second. I was like, what are you doing? What's going on? Though it seems pretty good, though. If you have Ryo in your Blitzclick deck and you pull off Whiska on your opponent's first turn, I mean, that's just more Droll and Lockbird right there. No search. Be gone. Okay, so we have two continuous trap cards to choose with our Quick Play spell cards effect. First up is Return Stroke Blitzclick, a continuous spell card. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, Blitzclick monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Very important wording there. Second, when your opponent activates a spell card or effect, you can return one Blitzclick monster you control to the hand to negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So now we have a spell negation to go along with the monster negation that I think Whiska gives us. And third, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target a Blitzclick monster you control or that's in your graveyard and return it to the hand. Okay, so notably our trap cards do not get to return like our spell cards. Maybe we'll see a similar banish to get some advantage on our second card here. But it is good that we have another way to recycle our Blitzclick cards. Blitzclick Alternator, continuous trap card. This is our last one. You can use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, monsters your opponent controls lose 300 attack and defense for each Thunder monster you control. That can get out of hand very quickly. Even just two monsters reduces their attack and defense by 600, which is a significant amount. Second, you can shuffle one other Blitzclick card from your hand or face up on your field into the deck to add a Thunder monster with a different name from your deck to your hand. And third, you can banish this card from your graveyard to add a Blitzclick spell or Kowloon Citadel in the Sky from your deck to your hand. So another way to get us some advantage. We'll bring this up in just a second. This thing looks pretty solid, right? There's several cards in the game that love being destroyed. We've added a few that are on theme to make sure that we're not just having to deal with non-engine cards. While we are locking out effect monsters from the extra deck, it should be noted that I think the Thunder Dragons would still work as link material for things like Land for Heinches. So we can still get their effects that happen when they send them to the graveyard. To say nothing of the fact that, what am I saying here? To say nothing of the fact that we're doing some of these on our opponent's turn, so the lock will run off when we get to our turn. I think now that I'm working this in my head, I think one of the reasons why they keep you from summoning an effect monster is because they are a Thunder monster activating in the hand, summoning themselves, or summoning a Thunder monster, which gives you instant access to Colossus. So they want to shut that off, which is very unfortunate because we will just find another way to activate a Thunder monster's effect in hand, i.e. all the other Thunder Dragon monsters that we will probably be playing in this deck. It might hurt the math a little bit that these are all Earths and not Lights and Darks, so you can't play as many of the wild Chaos stuff that works with them, but I still feel like these would make for a good combination together. Especially because we can recycle a lot of them with Thunder Dragon Fusion to make our big buckaroo. And it's like, it's not for the whole turn. You can do all of that. You can do all of this using the extra deck before you lock yourself out with in-hand effects. These are kind of wild. And it did mention Thunderclap Skywolf. Thunderclap Skywolf is one of my favorite. I think it's a meme card. I don't know if they specifically meant this when they made it. But there is that well-known tip card of the combo of using Raigeki and then following up with Silver Fang to get in for some sick direct damage. Well, they made a wolf that blows up your opponent's entire field called Thunderclap Skywolf. If this is a special summon from the graveyard, you control all face-up monsters your opponent controls. You can activate battle phase to activate this effect. I did not know this had to be summoned from the graveyard to activate that. Hold on. Oh, it's Thunderclap Monk. They were talking about Thunderclap Monk in this one. Oops. There's not a way to summon from the graveyard with any of these, right? Probably not. However, Thunderclap Monk is also pretty good. Check this out. Avram style. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control this special summon monster as a quick effect, you can contribute this card to negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. And if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon a thunder monster from your hand in defense position. So we can use our other Blitzclick effects to summon this from hand. Because it's special summoned, we have a free monster negate that replaces itself with a summon from the hand. I think it's pretty nifty. These have some really good effects. Thunder has some really good infrastructure. I'm curious to see if the Earth attributing will factor into anything, but that remains to be seen. This is a really solid chance, I think. This can go places. Whiska, get me your number, please. Let's move on to the next one. So we are going to be covering the Sacred Beast as well as all the things that I missed from here to the last one that I covered. I did one enrichment for the Chaos cards. I think I should attach that to the end of this video, just so you can get how wild things were recording live at the event. And we have another frame break card with some of the new Sacred Beasts, all of them as a fusion, and we're getting new versions of them. My understanding is that they're just making it so you can just play from these, which is pretty good. While I do adore what they've tried to do with the Sacred Beasts with the structure deck to make them good, they are still based on decades-old card design that is clunky to work with. Here's hoping this gives them a little extra juice, starting with Phantasmal Sacred Beasts of Chaos, a level 10 Dark Fiend fusion monster with 5,000 attack and defense, requiring 3 level 10 monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set. That's not necessarily our Sacred Beasts, but it's likely going to be those. It must either be fusion summoned or special summoned from the extra deck by sending the above cards you control to the graveyard. You can only special summon Phantasmal Sacred Beasts of Chaos once per turn this way, no matter which method you use. I believe this is going to be cooked in with the fusion spell that they have, but if you can manage to get all of them together on the field, I'll be impressed. So the first 2 times this card will be destroyed by a card effect each turn, it is not destroyed, because you got to be able to destroy all 3 of them. That's very cute. Thrice per turn, and once per chain as a quick effect. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn, then you gain life points equal to half its attack. Good grief. So it has no protection by itself, but it does deny your opponent 3 on-field monster effects each turn. It doesn't negate... It doesn't remove their attack points, but we do get a healthy chunk of life points in response. Okay, I'm kind of a fan. I wouldn't build my deck around this, but I'm here for it. Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Sacred Beast of Cataclysmic Fire is a level 10 Fire Pyro special summon effect monster with 0 attack and defense, cannot be normal summoned or set, and must be special summoned with a Sacred Beast card. You only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. First, you can reveal this card in your hand to add 1 Sacred Beast trap card from your deck to your hand. Then discard 1 card. It gains 1,000 attack damage for each trap in all the graveyards. And third, once per turn as a quick effect, you can target 1 spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation. Okay, so this is just a better Uriah, right? Like, I'm not bugging here. Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames. So they both share the spell and trap destroying effect, except Uriah, this new Uriah does it as a quick effect that still can't be responded to. This new Uriah gains 1,000 attack for each trap card in all of the graveyards, not just the continuous traps in your graveyard. So you're bound to get a little extra, and it helps you search cards. So this is just better. I guess the issue here, of course, is that there's nowhere on this text that says this card is treated as Uriah, Lord of Sacred Flames, because even though it is in the name, it is not specifically that monster. So maybe you still play the originals just to name check some things. Though granted, you don't got to worry about that with this buckaroo here, because it just takes 3 non-normal summonable or set level 10 monsters. So I think the best part though is that this is just generally usable. If the Sacred Beast cards used to summon them out is at all decent, this is just usable. Thank goodness. Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder, Sacred Beast of Sinful Catastrophe, a level 10 light thunder special summon monster with 4,000 attack and defense. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned with a Sacred Beast card. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect, you can reveal this card in your hand to add a Sacred Beast spell from your deck to your hand, then discard a card. Second, once per turn, if a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard, inflict 1,000 damage to them, no matter how it's sent there. And then third, if this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can activate this effect. You take no damage for the rest of the turn. Okay. So it helps keep you safe. That's in line with like Cerulean Skyfire, I think. It's one of our anime effects that didn't make it onto the original. This one's just fine. It's not infinitely scalable, like our new Uriah is. This one has pretty decent stats. It doesn't have the attack redirection effect added on there, but that was always kind of a, for funsies inclusion. The important part is that it is still as big as Obelisk, and now it just randomly does 1,000 damage if it sees a monster hit your opponent's graveyard, which I think is great. Raviel, Lord of Phantasms, Sacred Beast of Endless Eternity. Level 10, Dark Fiend, 4,000 attack and defense. Can't be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by a Sacred Beast card. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. Only 2 here. First, you can reveal this card in your hand to add a Sacred Beast monster from your deck to your hand, except a copy of this card, then discard a card, as you do. Second, once per turn as a quick effect, you contribute 2 other Sacred Beast monsters, destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack for each card destroyed by this effect. Did this happen in the anime? Did they give him just Obelisk's effect? This is better at doing Obelisk than Obelisk the Tormentor. That card needs like trap cards and stuff to do that. Huh? It also looks like it does not lose the attack power at any point, and because of the quick effect, there's no reason not to blast your other Sacred Beasts to hit your opponent during their most valuable points. I guess the downside here, of course, is that it only tributes 2 other Sacred Beast monsters, so you're gonna have to commit the other 2 to the board, so see how that goes. And now the Orchestrator of the Sacred Beasts, the Creator, is here. Level 8 Light Thunder, 2,300 attack, 3,000 defense. Completely missed out that this was even involved in the Sacred Beasts. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, you can reveal this card in your hand, discard a card, and if you do, special summon a Sacred Beast monster from your hand in defense position, except a level 8 monster. What's going on with that? What's going on with that? Second effect, you can discard a card to special summon a Sacred Beast monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position, except a level 8 monster or the discarded card. And third, you can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon a Sacred Beast monster from your graveyard in defense position, except a level 8 monster. Oh, okay. So this is just a... so this is just here to turbo out all 3 of them in one turn from various places. The level 8 exception is because it itself is a level 8 monster. Okay, now I'm seeing where we're going with this. So you reveal this, summon a Sacred Beast from your hand. I guess we would discard itself, because then we can banish it to summon a Sacred Beast from our graveyard. And then we find a way to get onto the field, because this is not itself a special summon only monster, so... If we can get this out from the graveyard, then we get to summon another Sacred Beast. by discarding a card. Okay, so this is just our assembler. Nothing wild here. Although I guess we had to summon it from banishment if we're using the grave effect. Okay, this is the phantasmal. Oh, they were called Phantasmal Martyr tokens. So now this is Martyr of the Sacred Beasts. We have a Sacred Beast that is not ginormous. It's a level 1 Dark Fiend, 0 attack and defense. You only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. First, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can place a Sacred Beast field spell or continuous spell and trap card from your deck face up on your field. Second, if you control another Sacred Beast monster, you can special summon 2 Martyr of the Sacred Beasts from your hand, deck, and or graveyard. And third, during your opponent's end phase, if this card and a level 10 Sacred Beast monster are in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. Okay. So we bring it out, place one of our on-theme cards on the field. If we get another Sacred Beast into rotation, we can get out the tribute material for original Raviel. And then during their end phase, we can like start picking them back up from our graveyard, so we keep summoning them. Okay. The really good thing here is that this is a Fiend with 0 attack and defense, so this combos with all of our previous combo cards that were in the structure deck, like the Dark Summoning Beast, Chaos Summoning Beast, those. So this is excellent. This is good. Unfortunate that it's not like... We've made Sacred Beast an archetypal name here, but this doesn't tie in with like Summoning Beast. So it doesn't combo with them specifically, but I'm still a fan. Alright. Unleashing the Sacred Beasts. Normal spell card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Add 3 Sacred Beast monsters with a different name from your deck to your hand, and then discard 2 cards. Okay, great hand fixing. If this card is in your graveyard except the turn that it was sent there, you can banish it to add a level 10 Pyro, Thunder, or Fiend monster that cannot be normal summoned or set from your deck to your hand. So you play this, you get your Sacred Beasts, pitch 2, and then on a following turn, you get one of your Sacred Beasts. The new or the old ones. This doesn't combo super well with Hamon because you can't just like search it and then discard it and immediately get the search. A little unfortunate on that one, but you get what you work with what you get. If anything, you just pitch a different card and then you get more Sacred Beasts and then you pitch them and yada yada yada. Oh yeah, and even if we like search up the Orchestrator of the Sacred Beasts and pitch it, it's got a grave effect. Heck, it can summon the other Sacred Beast that you discarded with this because they're in the graveyard together. That's fun. Oh, hey now, I think we're doing a little comboing here. Isn't that fun? Alright, Fallen Paradise of the Sacred Beasts. This will presumably be a replacement for Fallen Paradise. If you control I instantly gravitated to this. If you control a Sacred Beast whose original level is 10, you can draw 2 cards. So we're not getting rid of the draw 2 effect. What else we got? Thrice per turn, you can send 3 other cards of the same type from your hand and or face-up field to the graveyard. Then you can special summon 1 Sacred Beast monster from your hand, deck, graveyard, or banishment. And if you do, it is unaffected by your opponent's activated spell or trap effects. Ooh! That's nutty. So it's the effect, or not the effect, it's the summon condition of all the Sacred Beasts put together in a way that summons our new Sacred Beasts. This can't summon the old ones. But gives them spell and trap towers-like protection. And we can summon them from anywhere. That's very funny. And we still get the draw 2 every turn. What was the original Fallen Paradise all about? What was... Okay, it keeps their originals from being destroyed by our opponent's card effects and being targeted by them. So this gives us a little something like that by making spells and traps, or being protected from spells and traps. I think it's good enough, though. I think it's good enough protection. Even if we even pull this off, it's kind of rough, right? Because we are asking to send 3 cards to the graveyard to get 1 for no other immediate benefit. You might just play Fallen Paradise just to make our... I mean, the cool thing about it is that the field spell, Fallen Paradise, the original one, works on Armatael the Chaos Phantasm, not just our 3 originals, whereas this one kind of only works with them, so... Food for thought. Food for thought. There's some value in playing the original, I think. Skyfire of the Sacred Beasts, of the Cerulean variety, no doubt. Continuous spell card, you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, during your turn, you can place 2 Skyfire of the Sacred Beast from your hand, deck, and or graveyard face up on your field. Then, you can reveal a level 10 Sacred Beast monster in your hand. Then you can place a Fallen Paradise of the Sacred Beasts from your deck face up in your field zone. And second, during your opponent's end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can add it to your hand. Oh. Okay, so they really do want you to play. They really do want you to play the originals with them. Holy cow. So you just play this, get your other 2, show them your Sacred Beast, get your field spell, which will draw you 2, and if that card happens to be Hamon, slap it on the board, send these to the graveyard, and now you can draw 2 from your field spell. What does our new Hamon do again? It can search this card, but it doesn't have a way to summon itself. So I think we kind of do have to have regular Hamon for this one. Destruction Chant of the Sacred Beasts. This trap card lets you special summon a Sacred Beast monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Then, if you control 2 or more Sacred Beast monsters whose original levels are 10, you can negate the effects of one face-up card your opponent controls, and if you do, destroy it. Second, you can banish this card from your graveyard to fusion summon a Phantasm Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. Hey, another fusion effect. I like it. It gets our Sacred Beasts into rotation. Potentially gives us a negate. That is also removal. This is just a solid card. Also, notably, this has an immediate effect you can use in the graveyard to fusion summon, so if we search then dump it with new Uriah, it's all good. We're immediately online. And then lastly, Divine Abyss of the Sacred Beasts. Wait, can't we set our... Was there a thing that let us set our continuous trap cards face up? Yes, here we go. So we can use Martyr the Sacred Beast to immediately get this active. This helps us get Uriah into rotation, original Uriah. During the main phase, you can place 2 Divine Abyss of the Sacred Beast from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up on the field, just like the last one. Second, you can send 3 face-up Divine Abyss of the Sacred Beast you control with the graveyard, including this card, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, change it to face-down defense position, and then during your opponent's end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can place it on the bottom of the deck, not in your hand, because we want to bring it back out with our little Martyr Gremlin. Oh, that was so smart. Oh, how smart you were. But we might not even do that because its job has already been done. And that's just more trap cards for Uriah to get boosted off of. Huge loss, though, for anyone who wanted to run this for their domain deck, because these are all singletons, so you can't use the multiple card for any of these effects that require multiple cards. Very sad. I'm so sorry, everyone. It's rough, but hey, I still think Sacred Beasts have enough infrastructure to function very well in this format anyway. Just not going to use these cards as much, or at least to their full extent. Stop bullying Karibo. They didn't do anything to you. That's mean. Solid cards. Very solid cards. I'm not super impressed with them. They do funny things. They make it easier to play them in a more modern context. But they're still not super impressive. Let's go on to the next one. 3 reasons to use triple Varrel Launch. We have another frame break card. This one's going to be the quick play spell card that we just mentioned, triple Varrel Launch. Activate one of these effects, but only use each of the following effects of this card's name once per turn. Either shuffle a dragon monster from your graveyard into the deck, then special summon a rocket monster with a different name from it from your deck. Very solid. 2, shuffle 2 dragon monsters from your graveyard into the deck, then add a field spell from your graveyard to your hand. We do love Boot Sector Launch. Or you can shuffle 3 dragon monsters from your graveyard into the deck, then shuffle up to 3 monsters from your opponent's graveyard into the deck. Okay. So I think it's great that the best upfront utility comes in our first effect. It's the lowest costed one, gets the monster. And then we have the other 2 just to kind of play interference. And it shuffles our dragons back into the deck, which is a nice recycling effect. Pretty solid. Not huge, but just a solid addition to the theme. Hydradrive! Hydradrives are in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. This is likely a means to seed some Hydradrive cards into the game before they get released in a future core set. Maybe Chaos Origins? I don't think we've got that fully revealed yet, so that would make sense to me. Perfectron Hydradrive Dragon is a Link 5 Earth Cybers monster with 5,000 attack, with all of the arrows except the top right and the top left, requiring 1+ Link monsters. So we got to use Link monsters, but if you are playing Cybers Turbo and you made one of the big Dark Fluid Firewall Dragon Terahertz Super Chocolatey Mega Ultra Dragon, you can just swap it into this at a moment's notice. If this card is Link summoned, or if it battles at the end of the damage step, destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible, then inflict 300 damage to them for each Link monster in your graveyard. Oh, okay. So maybe you don't want to use a single Link monster. Maybe you want to flood it with as many as possible. Second effect, while face up on the field, this card is also Light, Water, Fire, and Wind attribute, not Dark. Wonder what might be going on with the fact that there's no Dark in this. Boy, I sure hope nothing tragic happens in the Vrains anime or anything. And it's unaffected by the activated effects of monsters that share an attribute with this card. Okay, so towers to all monsters except Darks. And if this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can make this card lose exactly 1,000 attack instead. Wow, it's got a lot of attack power to churn through. This is pretty cool. I think as a generic Link payoff, is having a thing you can ladder into is pretty good. You summon it, you blast your opponent. The more links that you have invested in this, the better damage you get to do when you pop your opponent's board. And, because I'm going to keep bringing it up, because I'm a little stinker here, great Cybers Deckmaster. If there's anything that is not a Cybers that is in all of the attributes except Dark, you can still play them because of our widespread of listed attributes in here. Good stuff, great general monster. Looking forward to seeing if this shakes up the game. Okay, Hyper Rank Up Magic Ultimate Force. There's no force better than this. If anyone comes by and tells you this is a better force than this, don't believe him. This is the ultimate force. Target a rank 9 or lower Utopia or Utopic Xyz monster you control whose original attribute is Light. Special summon a rank 10 or higher number Xyz monster from your extra deck using that monster you control as material, and if you do, attach this card to it. So it's any rank 10 or higher number monster. And a number 99 Xyz monster that has this card as material gains this effect. Once per chain, when your opponent activates a monster effect during the battle phase as a quick effect, detach all material from this card, and if you do, destroy all monsters that they control. Interesting. Now, let's take a look and see what number 99 has to offer here. Number 99. It is only Utopia Dragonar, which is not a bad thing to pick. It let's just grab a bunch of... Let's just go ahead and put it on screen here. Let's take a look at what this is, because this is clearly what it's intended for us to make, though it does give us some options here. Quick effect. Attach 2 materials from this card. Special summon from your deck a number monster that is not in over 100. The turn you activate this effect, other monsters you control cannot attack directly. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except Xyz monsters. When your opponent's monster declares an attack, you can change the attack of that monster to 0. So it brings out a number with no material underneath it. Or we can just save all that material and blast our opponent's entire board. Interesting. Although, technically this is detach all materials, not any specific amount. So if you go down to just one material. Alrighty, next up is Chaos End Ruler, Ruler of the Beginning and the End. Folks, never has there been more of a Yu-Gi-Oh card name like this. We keep making Yu-Gi-Oh cards like this. People are going to keep making fun of us for it, and honestly, they should. I love names like this. This is a Vanguard-ass name. Chaos End Ruler, Ruler of the Beginning and the End. False advertising immediately. Why are they Chaos End Ruler if they are ruling both the beginning and the end? This feels like a dereliction of duty. Is this... I just saw the warrior typing on here, so this is like a, not Gaia the Dragon Champion, but a Dragon Master Knight situation. 3,500 attack, 2,000 defense, cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by banishing one light warrior and one dark fiend monster from your graveyard. So we can't get away with it, just any lights and darks, it's gotta be these ones. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. First up, this card's special summon cannot be negated. Don't even think about Solemn Striking this card. Second, neither player can activate cards or effects when this card is special summoned, so don't even think about using Torrential Tribute on this. And third, if you control this card summoned its own way, you can pay 1,000 life points to banish all cards your opponent controls and in their graveyard. And, ooh, man, the gastroeconomics are going crazy. Banish all cards your opponent controls and in their graveyard, then inflict 500 damage to them for each card banished by this effect. That's actually kind of scary. Like, it's all the parts of Chaos Emperor Dragon that everyone likes. Burning your opponent and getting rid of their cards, but you get to keep your cards, and you deal more damage, and you hit their graveyard, which could potentially be more damage because the graveyard's like a second hand. This is only held back by the fact that it is only Light Warrior and Dark Fiends that this works with, which is not normally a combination that works off, that you see often together, so you gotta build for this specifically. This rules. Okay, I saw this. I saw that they were introducing Dark Tuners. How are they handling this? They made the monsters in Earth's Arctic work specifically like Dark Tuners with their own summoning condition. Are they gonna add like a thing to these guys' effect to make them work properly? So Dark Tuner Catastrogue, level 8 Dark Fiend Tuner monster, 0 attack and defense. You can reveal this card in your hand to immediately after this effect resolves normal summon a Dark Tuner monster. It is in parentheses, so Dark Tuner is now an archetype. Cool. But it's only normal summon. We don't get any other bonuses. Once per turn, if you control this normal summon or set card, you contribute this face-up card and a face-up non-tuner with a lower level than it. And if you do, special summon a synchro monster from your extra deck with a level equal to the difference between those monsters' levels. This is treated as a synchro summon. Then you can destroy one card your opponent controls. Okay, so this is a little bit scary. So the minimum monster that you can pick for this is a level 1 monster. But this can make anything from a level 7 to a level 1 synchro monster. But it can be any of them. So as long as the synchro monster does not say it has to be summoned by a particular method, or like it says, you can only synchro summon this card using the above cards as material, this can make any of those synchros bypassing any of their material requirements that might be hard to get a hold of. And this pops a card too, which makes sense to me because it's already going to be difficult enough to get this out, because you cannot do this effect if you just special summon it out of nowhere. You've got to get that normal summon. I'm torn. I'm kind of torn on this. I think the way they handle it is pretty good. Like, they literally just say it has to be a monster that's lower than it, then you just check the difference. It's probably the most elegant way they could have utilized this effect, so good on them for doing that. Dark Tuner Nightmare Hand. If this works the same way, then we have a way to get to level 9 synchro monsters. And the level 9 pool is pretty scary. Almost as bad as the level 10 pool, but we don't got to worry about that. Unless we do some level modulation. First effect, you can reveal this card in your hand immediately after this effect resolves. Normal summon a Dark Tuner monster. Okay, so same as the last one. Second, if this card is normal summoned, you can special summon a level 2 or lower monster from your hand to help get the materials on board, but it's from the hand, so it's not wild. And like previously, once per turn, if you control this normal summon or set card, you contribute this face-up card and one face-up non-tuner with a lower level. And if you do special summon a synchro monster from your extra deck with a level equals the difference. This one does not have the added destruction effect, but I am noticing now that this card, it does tribute as... You contribute this face-up card and one face-up non-tuner with a lower level. It's got to be ours. It doesn't say anywhere on the field, and it's tributing. So that mechanic. So it's got to just be our own monsters, right? We're not stealing our opponents with this. That can't be what it is. So assuming that's not the case, and we didn't just run into a Super Heavy Samurai Battle Ball randomly, because it does tribute, though, we can use Layer of Darkness to tribute our opponent's monsters to make those synchros. Oh, that's spooky. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. These will be fun. Okay, Lightning Crash. Normal spell card, Kaminari! You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Add a Thunder monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, you cannot normal summon or set monsters with its name until the end of the next turn after this card resolves. Well, that doesn't matter because we just grabbed a whole Thunder archetype that just special summoned themselves from the hand using their own effect. So congratulations, Bonfire again. And that's Zaborg in the background doing their stuff. Wild. I wonder what Thunder deck would know. We find on normal summoning. Very clearly a restriction keeping you from using the overpowered Hunter archetype. Don't even think about running those stupid cards. Next is Lord of Darkness. Lord of Darkness. You got kind of the uwu eyes going on here. Very fetching. Level 10 Dark Fiend, 3000 attack, 1000 defense. You can special summon this card from your hand by tributing 2 Fiend and or Fairy monsters. Okay. 2 cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay. 3, once per turn, you can special summon as many Lord of Darkness tokens, which are also level 10 Dark Fiends with 3000 attack and 1000 defense, as possible to your field, but they cannot attack directly or be destroyed by battle. Destroy them when this card is destroyed. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn. And if a monster is destroyed by battle, inflict 700 damage to your opponent. This seems like a flavor card. I don't imagine this does super much. We can special summon after we make the tokens. Though, we only lose them when this card is destroyed. So I guess they survive long enough. You get the buff. This can potentially do a lot of damage if our opponent has a lot of attack position monsters. And then once we run things over, you get to deal 700 damage, so you get a little extra ping off of it. This is fine. I'm sure someone will make a funny deck around this, but I don't think this will see much utility. Demiurge Ema, level 8 light fairy monster, 3300 attack, 2000 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. You can send 4 monsters with 2400 or more attack and 1000 defense from your hand, deck, and or face-up field. To special summon this card from your hand. Wait a second, Monarchs are back! Crazy! Oh, we get to send from deck too. That's wild. So we can send the new Eidos. That's fun. You can target 1 spell or trap card on each field. Destroy them, then special summon a Homunculus token to each field, which is a level 2 light fairy, 800 attack and defense. And if you do, this card gains 1600 attack permanently. Okay. I wonder how that factors into stuff. I know that Monarchs don't have a ton of graveyard plays, to my knowledge, so I'll be interested to see how this is supposed to function in a dedicated Monarch deck, which is clearly what this is meant to be for. Okay, the Clown Crew. The Clown Crew is here. I forgot what all these do. It has been so long since we've talked about them. Let's go ahead and talk about Clown Crew Hat. A level 5 light beast warrior pendulum monster. 1900 attack, 800 defense, pendulum scale of 7. You can only use the pendulum effect of this card's name each once per turn. First, during your main phase, you can send a Clown Crew card from your deck to the graveyard, except a pendulum monster. And if you do special summon this card, also you can activate the effects of monsters, special summon from the deck or extra deck until the end of the next turn. Then we got monsters your opponent controls with 1500 defense while you control a tribute summoned monster, which is its first monster effect. And 2, if this card is tributed, you can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each of the effects once per turn. Shuffle all pendulum monsters on the field and face up in the extra decks into the deck, or special summon a non-pendulum Clown Crew monster from your deck or extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Let's, I should probably pull up Clown Crew so that we can do a bit of fact checking here. Clown! The lore! Okay. Oh boy, these are bringing back a few memories. They have like... God, they have so much to do right now. I could not reread these very effectively really quickly. So we'll keep you in the back pocket in case something comes up. Let's move on to Clown Crew Drish. A Link 2 Light Beast Warrior monster, 1000 attack. Left and bottom is material. And left and bottom are the Link arrows. And the materials are 2 Ritual, Fusion, Synchro Xyz, and or Pendulum monsters. But no Link monsters. Don't you dare use a Link monster with this. Your tribute summoned monsters can make a second attack during each battle phase. Scary. If this card is tributed, you can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each once per turn. Either return all Link monsters on the field and in the graveyards to the extra deck, and each player shuffles their entire hand into the deck and then draw the same number of cards that they shuffled. Uh-oh, that's potentially dangerous in the hands of certain lingering effects that might happen in this game. Who knows what could happen? Though I guess this isn't a quick effect. It is a trigger effect, so I don't know if you'd be able to do the same kind of nonsense as you would with Droll and Lockbird. Though if you wanted to play, what is it, Guardian of the Sanctuary? That has kind of a similar effect. That could work out here. I do think I remember the situation where we tribute our monsters for rituals, and then all of our other extra deck monsters can shuffle all other like card types of it back into our extra deck because we don't really summon them out in their normal, in their traditional way. And then also we keep locking out the extra deck as a way to play from stuff. So, or we can't activate the effects of monsters special summon from there. So, fun times. And then lastly is Clown Clan Finale. Normal trap card, you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If you control a tribute summon monster, discard any number of cards, then target that many face-up cards in the field and destroy them. Okay, so we get to change our cards in hand into removal. Second, you can banish this card from your graveyard and tribute 1 Ritual, Fusion, Synchro Xyz, Pendulum, or Link monster from your hand or field to add a Clown Crew monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, whose original level, rank, or Link rating is not equal to the tributed monsters. So, little moving around on that one. Trying to keep us on our toes insofar as what we can summon, which, of course, seems like the correct move for a bunch of chaotic clowns. Still a weird theme. This one will take a lot of digging into to see what I think about it, because it's a very interesting gimmick, but I'm not sure if I actually like the gimmick that they're doing. Alright, Full Moon Mirror. You can only activate the second effect of this card's name once per turn. First, each time a monster is destroyed by battle or card effect, place a full moon counter on this card for each. And then second, you can remove full moon counters from this card and activate one of these effects. If you remove one, you can special summon a level 6 or lower fiend or fairy monster from your hand or graveyard. Okay. 3, add a level 10 dark monster from your deck to your hand. Okay. Or 5, special summon a level 10 monster from your hand or graveyard. I wonder if we just had some level 10 monsters that we could use here. This is supposed to work with the Lord of Darkness that we saw earlier. This could work with the Uriah cards, or not Uriah, the Sacred Beast cards. This does summon level 10 monsters, even from the graveyard, so we can get back our new ones. Oh no, we can't, because it won't be summoned by Sacred Beast effects, so we actually can't do that. So the one that would be relevant would be the one that adds a level 10 dark monster from our deck to our hand, so either of our Raviels, and then I guess we'll leave the 5 counters effect for someone else to deal with. I guess we could also use the 1 counter effect to bring back Martyrs from the graveyard if we aren't able to bring it back to our hand with its own effect. So Food for thought. Food for thought. Dark Magical Curtain, aka another card we get to put Dark Magician Girl into as a full art, and I'm sure not complaining. Quick play spell card, you're going to activate a card with this card's name once per turn. First effect, each player can special summon a dark spellcaster monster from their hand or deck. Then, if your summoned monster's original name is Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, you can add one spell or trap card from your deck to your hand that mentions Dark Magician, except a copy of this card. Also, these summoned monsters cannot activate their effects this turn. Okay, so even if our opponent is running Dark Spellcasters, if we summon one of the main names, we keep all of the summoned monsters from activating their effects, so our opponent can't just immediately punish us with it. We get a sweet search. It comes at no cost, like the original Dark Magical Curtain. Or Dark Magic Curtain, whatever the... What was the old one called? I thought the original one was Dark Magical Curtain. Typing in curtain should help with this. No? What? Dark Magical Circle. That's not Dark Magic. Wait a sec. No, there's a... What? There's a... The original, like, curtain thing. What am I... Okay, I am not brushed up on my Dark Magician lore as much as I thought I was. I'm going to go ahead and get that searched onto the background. I'm going to figure out what in the heck is happening here no matter what. But this is a solid card. You get a free monster. Maybe your opponent gets a monster. But you get one of the most important ones. Dark Magician Girl. And not being able to activate the effect doesn't mean anything because Dark Magician is a normal monster. So... that's fun. Huh. Yeah. I can find that card. Folks, I'm counting on you. That Dark Magical Curtain thing it exists. You paid half your life points to summon Dark Magician with it. I have no clue why this is not coming up on any of my searches. That's what this card is based off of. But this card is fantastic for any Dark Magician deck. Must-play card for sure. Favorite hero, Flame Wingman, level 6 Wind Warrior fusion monster with 2100 attack and 1200 defense. Requires any 2 monsters with the same type but different attributes as material. This card is always treated as an elemental hero card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, when an attack is declared involving this card and a monster with 2200 or more attack, you can make this card gain 1000 attack. Then you can special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your hand in defense position. Which means that it has the combined effects of Skyscraper and a hero arrives, right? And if a monster would be destroyed by battle this turn, you can fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck. Or if a monster was destroyed, not would be destroyed, you can fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. So it is a combat fusion spell if a monster was destroyed by battle. I dig it. As a branded player, I'm certainly looking forward to playing the Shining Flare Wingman version. But in general, this card seems pretty good. Same type, different attributes. Yeah, just like, a bunch of warrior monsters. But you could technically play this in a lot of things. Good stuff. Good stuff. Synchro Emergency. This is a normal trap card. You'll activate one of these cards' names per turn. If only your opponent controls a monster, you can activate this card from your hand. Hey! A literal hand trap. First one, you cannot special summon from the extra deck until the end of the next turn after this card resolves except Synchro monsters. Very restrictive. Also, special summon one monster from your hand, but its effects are negated. Then, if your opponent controls a monster, special summon from the extra deck, you can special summon a Synchron monster from your deck. And second, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Immediately after this effect resolves, Synchro summon a Synchro monster. Huh. That's pretty silly. So turn 0, your opponent does stuff. When they get one from the extra deck on the board, you go, hey, summon get a monster out of my hand, get a Synchron from my deck, then banish the Synchro Emergency to Synchro Summon, make like Junk Speeder or something to pump out a bunch of monsters, and then not have to worry about any restrictions on the following turn? I'm sure there's also a bunch of other really wild things you can do with quick syncing using this card, but easily too much to talk about here for sure. This card's reference to the following frame from Going My Way, which of course has Road Warrior, Turbo Warrior, Junk Warrior, Nitro Warrior, and Junk Berserker, I think that one is. No, Junk Berserker is the one with the big sword and stuff. I forget which one this is. Okay, Gaga Girl Cell Phone Subtraction. Another overframe card. She's sitting on the card frame. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's the kind of interacting with the frame that I think works the best with this. Not all of them should do that, but when you can make the frame part of the character, I think it's the best choice. Level 3 Dark Spellcaster, 1000 attack, 800 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, if your opponent special summons any number of monsters from the extra deck, you can target one face-up monster you control. Special summon this card from your hand, then immediately after this effect resolves, exceed summon using only it and the targeted monster. When you do, treat this card's level the same as that monster's. And if this card is detached to activate and exceeds monster's effect, you can change the attack of one face-up monster your opponent controls to 0. So, it's a quick exceeds that's even better if our monster that we summon has a quick effect, so we can trigger the 0 out attack effect as soon as possible. Solid addition to the thing. I guess my only issue here is that this only triggers when our opponent special summons from the extra deck. So it's actually pretty limited in its usages, but like as a one-of, we can search off of certain effects. I think this is good to have. Next up is Astrograph Sorcerer, the Star Magician. We're bringing back another one of the classic Yugioh Pendulum monsters. 2500 attack, 2000 defense with a scale of 1. Pendulum effect. During your main phase, you can destroy this card, and if you do, place one Pendulum monster whose Pendulum scale is 1 from your hand or deck in your Pendulum zone to copy this card, but it cannot activate its Pendulum effects this turn. So that's good. We just swap it out for another Magician or another scale. Also, I guess not Yugioh. This is actually the upgraded version, the end game Graph Sorcerer. So maybe this, I think this makes it Zark's Magician. Monster effect. If a face-up monster card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can special summon one of those destroyed monsters from your graveyard or face-up extra deck, which I think is just an effect on the original. And during the main phase as a quick effect, you contribute this card. Then you can fusion summon one Dragon Fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling its materials from your face-up field, and or face-up extra deck into the deck. Okay. This is good. This just gets our... I think it gets our other one into rotation. Astrograph. Using card name, actually. That would be good. Astrograph. Yeah, the original Astrograph Sorcerer's Pendulum scale is also 1, so you can just swap them around. Yeah. Fun stuff with this. More cards to add to our Pendulum loadout for all you magicians out there. And then our last card that we have for today is the Cybur Contract Witch. A Link 2 Dark Cybur monster with an entered attack. It's got bottom left and bottom arrows. It takes 2 monsters with the same type, so pretty easily accessible. If this card is Link summoned or a monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to, you can send a spell card from your hand or face up to the field to the graveyard to add a ritual monster from your deck to your hand. You can target one ritual, fusion, synchro, or exceeds monster this card points to special summon one monster from your graveyard with the same type but different, same type but a different monster type. Huh. Among ritual, fusion, synchro, and exceeds, it cannot get link monsters at all. But that's funny. We also send the spell card as... No. It is the cost to send the... I reread my colons and semicolons. I thought we could be cute and play a spell card in response to this and just send that, but I guess we can't do that. So we get to trade out a spell for a ritual monster, and there are some pretty good ritual monsters out there that help get us to our wider game plan. And then we can take monsters and just bring out more copies of them. It does not negate the effect of the monster that we summon. So if we have a ritual in one of these points, which we're likely going to because this has a ritual effect, support effect is the first one, we can then bring out a fusion, synchro, or exceeds from our graveyard. Carte blanche. There's no strings attached, nothing. The exceeds one might be difficult because it'll have no material, but the fusion and the synchro will probably work just fine. That's a cool thing to just have as a link monster that just cares about mono-type decks. Though I guess not mono-type because it takes mono-types to link for it, but you want different types to summon, though, between your extra decks, monsters... Oh, no, it doesn't want the same type. It's the same type, but different monster type. That's a confusing little distinction. Okay. So nifty little card. I do like it. And that covers all of our stuff. Unless, of course, I add my Chaos React stuff to the end here. So make sure to keep an eye out for that one. Because of that, I'll try to keep this short and sweet here. Thank you all so much for your continued support. We are this close to 70,000 subscribers. And now is a pretty good time to get there because we just saw that new Cybur's card, and there's a particular character, 70k, that used a lot of Cybur's cards that I'm going to have to make a video about, as promised in my subscriber milestone posts. Thank you all so much for watching. I super appreciate it. And until the next time Konami drops some juicy spoilers, I will see all of you next time, or in a second. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone and welcome to GoldenNova's First Reacts, where I react first to all the things you want to see reacted to first, as long as I'm the first person you come to react to things first. And I am not going to let a little thing like traveling across the United States stop me from talking about new cards. Konami tried to drop this while I was here at YCS Richmond, but thanks to the support of all of you, and you Michael, thank you, I'm now bringing you the new cards from Chaotic Origin. The Blackluster Soldier and Magician of Black Chaos have come together to form two great tastes that go great together. I hope these cards should bring us together. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these new ones, starting with Black Chaos, the Ultimate Magical Swordsman, level 8 Dark Spellcaster. Post-editing Nova, I'm going to need you to put overtime on this over here. Thank you very much. It cannot be normal summon or set, and must be special summon from your hand by shuffling a Spellcaster or Warrior Ritual monster from your hand or graveyard into your deck. So, seems fairly simple to get into rotation. You can discard this card to place a continuous trap card that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness from your deck or graveyard to your field face-up, is unaffected by your opponent's activated card effects while you have a ritual spell in your graveyard, and once per turn you can banish 2 cards. So for the low price of recycling a ritual monster, you get whatever support continuous trap card is associated with this, double removal, and is a towers once you reach a certain... The easiest condition in a ritual deck, having used a ritual spell. Okay. I'm not scared. You're scared. Next up is the level 6 Skull Archfiend of Chaos. Dark Fiend, 2500 attack, 1200 defense, classic summon Skull stat line. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target 3 cards in the graveyards and or face-up banishment, including a card that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness other than Skull Archfiend of Chaos. This is definitely tied for one of the longest conditions I've seen in a while. Place them on the bottom of the deck in any order, and if you do, special summon this card. So it hits any cards in any graveyards and banishments. So it is Graveyard Hate or Recycling, depending on the scenario, that gets you a level 6. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, no matter what, you can send a ritual spell from your hand or deck to the graveyard to add a ritual monster mentioned on it from your deck to your hand. Oh, sending a ritual spell to graveyard. I wonder if someone synergizes with that. Next up is Mystical Celtic Sage, hitting the spellcasting pose. Level 4, 1400 attack, 2000 defense. You only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can activate this effect. You can only special summon from the extra deck once for the rest of the turn. Also reveal your entire hand, and if there's a card that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness in it, you can draw 3 cards, then discard 2. You can tribute this card to special summon a ritual monster that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness from your hand. Wait, so were we novelsing this nonsense? We just bypassed ritual requirements at all with this? I don't know how I feel about this. So this is a +1, right? Like, you draw 3, discard 2. You're not losing the body until you have it tribute itself. And even if you, I guess the idea is that because you're summoning the ritual monster from hand, you're not plussing off that, so it eventually evens out. But that's, I guess the big counter thing is that your extra deck is basically locked out. Just because it's a ritual deck doesn't mean you won't use the extra deck for stuff. There are some that love utilizing that as a second combo zone. So maybe that's too much of a restriction, but I don't know, Graceful Charity on a monster seems pretty slick to me, even if they have to know what I have. It won't matter if you just win. Grifo, that's... What are you doing wearing that? That doesn't fit you. Level 1, 300 attack, 200 defense, classic Karibo stats. You can only use the first effect of this card once per turn, which is a quick effect. Discard this card, then activate one of these effects. Either the next battle or effect damage you would take this turn becomes 0, Karibo, or set a quick play spell card or trap card that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness from your deck, and it can be activated this turn. For the ritual summon of exactly 1 level 8 monster with a card effect that requires the use of monsters, this card can be used as the entire tribute. So these don't necessarily synergize with each other unless our ritual effect lets us banish material from the graveyard. If it does, that's unreal, because what? We discard it, get our support card, which we immediately get to use, and then we just cash it in for one of our big rituals. Which we are going to be seeing now in a silly frame break. Black Chaos, the Dark Chaos Magician, level 8 Dark Spellcast Ritual Monster, 2000 attack, 2600 defense. You can ritual summon this card with a Ritual of Light and Darkness. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can add a spell card from your graveyard to your hand. So that's just like the old Magician of Black Chaos non-ritual version, right? We just get to have spell cards back. It's unaffected by your opponent's activated effects unless they target this. Oh, okay, so that's the Underworld Goddess text, right? And then spell and trap cards you control cannot be destroyed or banished by your opponent's card effects. Good protection. And third, you can target one card your opponent controls and banish it face down. Okay, so recursion, removal every turn, not at towers, but it's funny because as things with targeting protection have gotten better, those kinds of effects have fallen off. This one is like, no, we're rolling things back. We're not using your newfangled non-targeting stuff. You have to hit me with that old school Sakuretsu armor, otherwise I'm sticking around. On the other end of the spectrum, we have a Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Light and Darkness, a level 8 Earth Warrior Ritual Monster, 3000 attack, 2500 defense. You can ritual summon this card with Ritual of Light and Darkness, and you can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can target one card your opponent controls and... Oh, okay, so that's just more banishing removal, thank you. Although that's on summon, not every turn like Magician is. Second, cannot be destroyed by battle, and is unaffected by opponent's activated effects unless they target this card. They're really leaning into that templating. And third, when this card destroys a monster by battle, you can make it gain 1500 attack, and if you do, it can make a second... Okay. So, we've had the power scaling of Blackluster Soldier increasing over the years. First, there was no effect rituals. Then you had one of the strongest versions of the time with easy to summon, can attack twice, or remove something. Then they made the Link monster, which made you choose between a bunch of stuff. No, this new ritual is like, no, just have everything. Big get bigger, remove stuff once. That's okay. And here it is. Okay, Ritual of Light and Darkness, the thing we've been talking about this entire time. You can only use the second effect of this ritual spell once per turn. First, Ritual summon a Black Chaos, the Dark Chaos Magician, or Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Light and Darkness from your hand by attributing monsters from your hand or field and or banishing monsters from your graveyard whose total levels equal or exceed its level. So like we were talking with Grifor, the Grifor Karibo, this does let you do that now. So you can pitch. This isn't a quick play spell card, so we can't pitch it to get this back, but if we pitch it to get some of our other support cards, you just play this and then it's a free ritual summon. And notably, it names the monsters, so pre-preparation is on the table. And if this card is in your graveyard, you can add it and one card that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness from your graveyard. So, okay, so we have the effect that bins the ritual spell. The ritual spell itself recurs itself and another support card. And it's any card that mentions it, not another spell or trap card, which means that both the ritual monsters are fair game here. I don't even know why I'm surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised. Rituals just continue to look in the eye of what they used to be and spit in it and make cards like this that in any other scenario would be busted out the door. But now it's just kind of cool. Mystic Box of Chaos, quick play spell card. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets any other card that you control, return one of those cards that you control to the hand, and then if it's set, you reveal it, and if you do, destroy one card on the field. Then, you can special summon one monster that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness from your hand with a different name from the returned card, ignoring its summoning conditions. And if this card is destroyed by your opponent, you can special summon a ritual monster that mentions Ritual of Light or Darkness from your hand or deck. Okay, so once again, more Nouvelle stuff, just ways to say, I don't care that I'm not being ritual summoned, I don't care about the normal rules, I'm just gonna get jumped onto the field. This seems fine. Like, it's kind of protection. It's a cool way to like dodge interaction and then you get to hit something else. But it's one of those things where you have to wait for your opponent to do something, and I guess it kind of combos with the fact that the ritual monsters can only be interacted with if they're targeted with something. So once they find that out, you go, ah, that was nice. Anyway, new Mystic Box. Have a nice day. Chaos Hats, quick play spell card. When your opponent activates a normal spell or trap card or monster effect, choose 3 spell or trap cards with different names from each other from your deck and one monster in your main monster zone that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness. And if you do, special summon the chosen spell and trap cards as normal monsters whose names are Chaos Hats in face down defense position. Set the chosen monsters and shuffle them on the field. Then your opponent's activated effect becomes destroy one opponent's set monster. Do these wear off at some point? One monster, special summon. It doesn't. So original Magical Hats was a rulings situation, as far as my brain remembers it. So it's funny to see them create a reworked version here that is much more functional as a quick play spell card. You don't have to wait the whole turn for it. And it lets you keep the monsters, but it gives them... I think what kills me here is that it gives them types, attributes, and levels, but they are summoned face down. So we can't ever use them for something. And presumably, if you were to flip summon them, they would just evaporate. So this is a whole new bag of worms. What are they doing? Okay, last one here. We're almost done. Continuous trap card, Mind Shuffle. You only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn, and you cannot activate the same card's first and second effect on the same chain. So we can't just ping both of them at the same time. We gotta be decisive. First, during either player's turn, you can add a monster that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness from your deck to your hand, then discard a card. So good good card selection, good filtering. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can return a level 7 or higher monster you control to the hand. To special summon one monster with a different name from your hand that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness, ignoring its summoning conditions. So we can summon the ritual monsters with this effect because it does say ignoring summoning conditions. There are others that say like summon a ritual monster from your hand, and that allows you to do that normally. But this one gives you the extra text so that it has the ability to drop those gigantic, ridiculous monsters in response to stuff. Okay, so these cards are nutty. I don't even think I care much about the ritual monsters. They seem cool. The repeatable removal is fine. They have some pretty neat protection effects, though their stat line is on board for a level 8 monster, but with things like, I'm dating myself super hard here. I can't think of anything that's generally more threatening than Boral Sword Dragon, but while that's around, any monster with a big stat that you can just run over in battle isn't super threatening, but when you have big level 8 monster that recycles your stuff and removes 2 cards, and is itself just a general towers without an out, I think Black Chaos, the Ultimate Magical Swordsman, might be a little scary, and I cannot for the life of me understand how this would not turn into a problem. This seems very accessible. There's a bunch of cards that say, like, search the cards that name Ritual of Light and Darkness. It gets you the Mind Shuffle when you discard it. I don't know. These cards are really cool. Do I think they're gonna break open the game? Maybe not, but I definitely think that your friend who enjoys all of the DM era retrains is going to have a ball over these ones. And keep an eye out for Giant Sword Magician. But that's just this Yugist's opinion. Now I want to hear what all of you have to say about it. Are there any combos with it you're looking forward to? Are there any interactions that I've missed out on that went over my head? Let me know in the comments below. And you know, if you're here at Richmond, make sure you look me up. I love saying hi to people. I can't wait to see all of you. Until the next time I see you or you see me, you have yourself a good one. Bye-bye.
Today's episode is brought to you by Dragon Shield. Get the sleeves as strong as dragon scales and save 5% on your order by using the coupon code GoldenNova at checkout while helping out the channel. It was also brought to you by my lovely patrons, including this month's illustrious Quasar Commanders, Upstairs Media and the Critic of Innocence, Nebula Navigators, 3rd Dynasty, Ada Basilisk, Adam Zajdel, Ancient Wizard, Andrew Newman, Battle Axe, Beastsman, Charlie Mercury, Chibi Gohan, Christopher Fuss, Clockswork, Comrade Eric, Frankie, Great Big Pillock, Groog, Hairbear, Harry the Ominous Benefactor, Iron Zero, Iskander 711, Carp, Marion James E. Picata, Meme King, Muse Clark, Orozco 09096, Panther J, Pat Poos, Rebel King Lucifer, Red Eyes Jackalow, RJ the Jank Monarch, That One Dumbass and the Wizard Moose, Cosmic Crusaders Animasta, Anthorak, a Random Pup, Blitzwolf, Chaz Ghost, Christopher Fuss, again, Cool Trainer Dark, Dr. Entity, RIP, Eki Bullock, Eva Padilla, Herbal D, Inblink, J.A. Flair, Julian Marquez, Kale the Dragon, Kryptonian Blurred, Lobomaru02, Manga Pages, Millennia Asta, Mr. Machina, Natia Lee Alexander, Neon Yaminair, Nicholas Murphy, Not Al Gore, Obsidian, Rhyme Kairos, Rogue Wolf, Seraph SG, Shizuka Nijimura, Simic Toadstool, Sonic 21 Blast, Stepfen Huntsman, The Legendary Raven, The Queen of Time, Tiger X2476, Tristan O'Meara, Zadine, Zaldreka, Yazuz 1, Zephyrath the Rock Thing, and Zentha, as well as all the lovely Starlight Explorers you see on screen now. If you'd like to help me in my journey to cover all of Yu-Gi-Oh's archetypes, get my videos early, be a part of these credits and other awesome perks, it would mean the world to me if you would check out the link to my Patreon in the description or consider joining as a YouTube member.